and welcome. My name is Father Jim Fleming, and I'm a member of the pastoral team here at Ignatius House, the Jesuit retreat house in Atlanta. God does not need to be flashy to prove anything to us, nor does Jesus. God just is and acts and leaves it to us to recognize his presence. So wrote Bill Barry, a Jesuit now deceased of the Jesuit East Province, in his final book entitled Experiencing God in the Ordinary, published by Loyola Press in 2020. My short reflection today will be focused not on the fact that God is in the ordinary, but rather suggesting the benefits we might gain by taking time to notice God in our ordinary daily lives. In the words of the poet Joyce Rupp from her 2012 book, The Cup of Our Life, there is simply no part of our life that can be left out. Nothing is too dirty or smudged. Nothing is too ecstatic or passionate. Nothing is too mundane or ordinary. Be aware of God teaching you through your life today. I want to suggest two tools offered by Ignatian spirituality that could help us notice God in our everyday lives: the examen and the application of the senses. And I'm suggesting a focus on 4 places to look for God in our daily lives: joy, loveliness, grace, and mercy. There are several different types of prayer. 3 types are included in the title of Annie Lamott's 2012 book, Help, Thanks, and Wow. Finding God in the ordinary is well served by the thanks and wow types of prayer. And this task can be well served by the use of the examination of consciousness, or the examen. You can find a helpful description of the examen at ignatianspirituality.com under the topic, The Daily Examen. It's a prayer that allows us to review our day by first becoming aware of God's presence, then reviewing the day with gratitude, there's the thanks, paying attention to our emotions, choosing a feature or 2 of the day to pray from, something you might reconsider or do differently, and then looking forward towards tomorrow. This paying attention helps make us more attuned to God's presence in joy, loveliness, grace, and mercy. As Jesus points out in Mark's Gospel, the ordinary and simple offering that the poor widow put into the collection was worth more than all who were contributing large amounts to the treasury. Our God is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love, we read in Exodus. When we review our day, we can look for God's kindness and mercy. We can look for joy. It's also a good place to find God. Joy, I think, is different from happiness in several ways, and let me point out just 2. We can make ourselves happy by lining up 5 days of healthy eating, or at least 2 workouts in the gym this week, or by taking time out of our busy day to sit on the back porch and soak in the evening sky. These are things that we can do for ourselves. Joy, however, comes from others, spending time with children or grandchildren, reflecting on a social event from the past weekend, These things come from outside ourselves, our friends, our loved ones, from God. Happiness can sometimes be fleeting, but joy has a lasting impact on our lives. Finding God in the ordinary does not require an exclusively quiet prayer time, but it can be achieved at any time during the day. We notice things around us. Look, listen, smell, taste, touch. Applying all of the five senses to this task can help us notice God in our ordinary lives. Ignatius suggests that along with watching and listening, we might smell the infinite fragrance and taste the infinite sweetness of the divine. Bring yourself back to the physical experience. Go feel again the warmth of the sun on your face. Smell the salty and fishy ocean waves. Hear them crash on the beach. The application of all of our senses can help us notice the movements of the Holy Spirit in our lives more deeply, more fully, taking time to notice things around us. So these two tools offered by Ignatian spirituality can help us notice God in our everyday lives. The examine and the application of all five senses. God has a sense of humor, and even a smile or a laugh can remind us of God's presence. And so I'll leave you today where we started, with a quote from Bill Barry's book, Experiencing God in the Ordinary. An invitation reportedly found at the entrance of several churches in France reads as follows: "It is possible that upon entering this church, you may hear the call of God. On the other hand, it's not likely that God will contact you by phone. Thank you for turning off your phone. If you would like to talk with God, come in, find a quiet place, and talk with God. If you'd like to see God, send God a text while you're driving. Be assured that we are praying for you here at Ignatius House in Atlanta. Thank you, and God bless."